the child of prophecy. Chapter 3, The Boy in the Mountains, Granville. The word itself meant little to those outside Jamaica, but to those who lived there, it meant everything. The sun hung high over the village on this particular morning, a merciless eye beating down upon the earth. The village was nestled in the heart of the Blue Mountains, far enough from the coastal plantations to feel removed from the worst of the colonial apparatus, yet close enough that the shadow of slavery reached even here. Wooden houses with zinc roofs glinted ominously in the daylight, and the air hung thick with the weight of secrets and sorrow. The mountains rose around the village like ancient guardians, keeping watch, holding back the darkness. Akan was 17 years old, though life had aged him beyond his years. Time moves differently when you grow up without a father, when the shadow of his absence hangs over every meal, every celebration, every moment of joy. He lived with his grandfather in a small, rickety house on the edge of the village. The walls were made of rough-hewn wood, weathered by sun and rain. There was a solitary wooden table, adorned with a flickering oil lamp that cast ghostly shapes on the walls each night, and a bed so old that the springs groaned when anyone lay upon it. His grandfather was the keeper of stories, the holder of memories that stretched back generations. He was thin and wiry, with skin like aged leather and eyes that had seen too much but refused to surrender to despair. His name was never spoken in a whisper. It was spoken with respect. He had been many things in his life: a warrior, a farmer, a grandfather, and the sole surviving link to a past that the world wanted to forget. This morning, Akan awoke to a thought that warmed his heart and filled it with bittersweet longing. "Ah," he said aloud, sitting up in his narrow bed. "Today is my father's birthday. Even though he is gone, even though they hanged him for his rebellion, today I honor him. Today I do the work he would have done." His father had been a legend in Granville, though Akan had never known him. General Tacky, the great warrior who had led the rebellion against slavery. He had tried to free his people, and they had murdered him for it. They had made an example of him, stringing his body up for all to see, a warning to any who might dare to dream. I must have grandfather thank personally. It is the least I can do to honor my father's memory. Stepping outside, he found his grandfather already laid in the dirt, his aged frame bent over the sword. The old man was yanking yams from the earth with surprising strength for someone his age. Each twisted root emerged from the ground with a wet sound, and they dropped into a straw basket with a soft thud. The yams were indeed cursed in a way. They were the product of slavery's legacy, grown on land that had been watered with tears and blood. Yet they were also defiant, growing year after year despite the darkness. The morning air was fresh, tinged with the smell of earth and growing things. Birds called from the trees, and the mountains rose around them like old friends. "Good morning, grandfather," Akan called out, his voice bright. "Do you require my assistance?" The old man looked up, squinting against the sun. A smile crossed his weathered face, the kind of smile that spoke of deep love and deeper sorrow. "No, boy, I'm fine. Just go fetch some water to wash these rags. The river is clean enough this morning. The current is good. Take your time, but I need it before evening prayers." Akan nodded and picked up 2 wooden buckets, their weight familiar and comforting. They were old buckets, worn smooth by years of use, and they fit his hands like they had been made specifically for him. He trudged through the dark bamboo forest that lay between the house and the river. The air grew thicker as he walked deeper into the woods, and the sounds of the village faded away. The forest was alive in a way that the cleared lands were not. Vines hung from trees like serpents frozen mid-strike. The canopy above filtered the sunlight into strange dancing patterns.